I'm going to start with the formal definition. Conduction is the transfer of thermal energy from more energetic particles to less energetic particles within a substance due to interaction between these particles. Sometimes people think conduction only occurs in solids, but that is wrong. Conduction can occur in stationary fluid like liquids and gases. So let's take a deeper look into that. So in gases, conduction occurs due to energy transfer by random molecular motion and also energy transfer due to molecular collision. So what does these mean? So in terms of random molecular motion, we know that molecules move in all directions, but those originating from the hotter regions, aka higher temperatures, they carry more energy, and so they produce a net heat flux when they move from their original locations to colder locations. And regarding the collisions, we know that as molecules travel in all directions, there is a probability that they would collide with each other. And when they do collide with each other, you have the hotter molecule, which is typically faster. It transfers some of its kinetic energy to that slower, colder molecule. And therefore, you get that heat exchange from one molecule to another. That is with regards to gases. So if we look at an example, so let's say you have two plates. This top plate is hot, and then you have this bottom plate is cold, and both plates are separated by some distance. And let's say you have some stationary gas, let's say you have air, for instance, between them. So what happens is that you have gas molecules, they would move normally randomly in all directions. You have molecules that leave this hot plate, so the molecules that are brushing over the hot plate now have gained some heat due to the hot plate, and so on average they would have a higher kinetic energy. Molecules that are leaving the cold plate similarly now would have on average a lower kinetic energy and would be slower. And so through the molecules' random molecular motion, and as the molecules are moving, they also collide. So the fact that they are moving in random motion and the fact that when they move and they collide, through these two processes, you have energy that's exchanged throughout the gas from the hot area to the cold area. And so the result of that, you have a net heat flux that exists from the hotter plate to the colder plate, even though there is an absence of macroscopic motion. So there isn't any bulk flow of gas. This is just a scenario where you had stationary gas and you're allowing the molecules to naturally move. Now, when we look at conduction in liquids, the conduction mechanism in liquids is similar to that in gases. However, now the molecules are more closely spaced together, as opposed to gases where the molecules are spaced farther away from each other. With liquids, the molecules are more packed. So if you look at this image and you assume that one of these spheres represents one molecule, you can see now that the spheres are more closely packed together. And that is, in comparison to gases, the difference between liquids and gases. And also with liquids, you have stronger molecular interactions and more frequent. And so as a result, liquids generally conduct heat more effectively than gases because the molecules are closer to each other. Now, conduction in solids, which is what a lot of people think when they think about conduction. This happens mainly to two reasons. Well, for the first reason is that heat conduction occurs due to vibrations in the atomic lattice of the solid. So in that case, the thermal energy is transferred by lattice waves, so atomic vibration. But also, depending on whether we're talking about an electrical conductor or an electrical non-conductor. So in the case that if you have an electrical non-conductor, then conduction only occurs through these vibrations. But if you have an electrical conductor, then conduction occurs through these lattice vibrations, plus also you have free electron motion that also allows for heat to be exchanged. So in summary, conduction is not only a solids phenomena. This is something that a lot of people are confused by. Conduction can occur in solids, it does occur in liquids, and it does occur in gases. But these liquids and gases must not have any macroscopic bulk motion to it, because when these liquids and gases have macroscopic motion to them, then they just don't become conduction, they actually become convection. And so with convection, what actually happens is that within convection, you have conduction plus an additional heat exchange component that is due to the bulk motion. When we look at convection, we're going to speak about that in detail. But just pertaining to conduction, I want you to know that it occurs in both fluids and solids. And as you could see, conduction is related to the microscopic behavior, whether it's gases, liquids, or solids. And that's important for you to realize, because when we talk about bulk or macroscopic motion, that would be where convection comes in.